What is going on, everybody? Hopefully everybody's having a great day. It is Wednesday, May 22nd, a little after 11 a.m. Getting into the market recap. All futures were down today. We're currently looking at OBLN as this is just popping off right now. And it seems like a little bit this week in the afternoon, we've been starting to see stocks pop off. But let's go over the market real quick. Just choppiness in the market today with the SPY gapping down, and then right when it opens, just choppiness moving up, and then now it's selling off. Just very, very choppiness. Today, my opinion, was a bloodbath for small cap stocks. It seemed like everything was just selling, 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 selling. We currently got the VIX at 15. Let's get into Wednesday. Wednesday we had VLRX up on watch, gapping up. This is a stock that recently did a 1 for 20 reverse split. This thing gaps up to a high of 570, comes down to $5, back up to 570 pre-market, opens up at around 5. Look at this sell-off from 5 all the way down, 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 down. It dropped as low as 350 right here within the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 minutes of the market open. And this, if you're trying to catch a falling knife like that could really, really destroy your account. And I said it last week. We had 5 stocks pop off last week. And this thing, I called it out. Last week we had 5 stocks pop off and just explode last week right at the bell. I said, watch. Next week, people are going to get comfortable with chasing stocks at the open, and a lot of people are going to get burnt. I see this happen so many times, and it's a pattern that occurs in the market. And look what happened. We got a low float stock gapping up, opens up, sells off really hard. Everything was just selling off. But no opportunity on this thing at all. Gets a nice bounce here from 360 up to almost 4, but then after that, it's just an all-day fader. But I was just watching and watching to see if anything would happen, and nothing would happen. CLNE gaps up right at the open, just fades off. WKHS, same thing, gaps up, fades off. CANF still isn't doing nothing since its offering it had right here. That just scared people away on it. OTLK had a slight gap down this morning, but a lot of people are still watching OTLK. Gaps down from the $3. Opens up today just below 3. I was going to see if maybe we'd get a pop above 3 again and get a run up to 325, but it couldn't even test $3 and it just fell off, and now it's selling off below 250. TAIT, real fast, just pump and dump. I said it in the Discord group. I just see it happen so much. I said, watch, 10:30 we'll probably get a low float pump and dump. TAIT slowly starts grinding up from 360 all the way up to almost 4. A chat room sees it, hey guys, let's get in on this. You get 1,000 people market ordering in, it's going to shoot the price up. Runs right into a halt. Right at, it was like 10:35, this ran into a halt. So I waited for it to open. Opens up, 450, pulls down, $4, a mental area. I said, watch, this is gonna, I took a position on this. I only made a little $70 on this. I'm not gonna go large size on a pump and dump. So I'm just gonna throw a little sample out there and just have fun with it. Have this pulled back to a mental area, $4. I got in at 416. So I got in at the bounce. I wanted to see if 4 would hold. I'm not just going to blindly get in at 4, because if it blows through 4, this thing could easily be back down to 365. So I wanted to see if 4 could hold. It started getting a bounce. I got in. Sure enough, this popped right back up to 450. Was able to sell it. Little 400 shares from 416 up to 450. $70. I just see this stuff happen so much, and that's why I'm able to capitalize on this, because I put a strategy together based around seeing this happen so much. And that's what it's all about in the markets. Seeing stuff and patterns happen over and over and over again, and developing your own trading strategy. There is no strategy that's the best that's out there, or these gurus that are trying to sell you a strategy for $1,000. It's just not out there. Strategies come and go. The market changes every week, every month, every day. And you just have to adapt and adjust your trading strategies to the market. But for me, this was a good play here on TAIT. A pump and dump. I love playing pump and dumps because I know people with pump and dumps, you get emotions. And I know all these people out there have stock scanners. I don't use stock scanners. All I need to easily see is what are the biggest percentage gainers on the day, what's gapping down the most. That's it. So the psychology behind it, it's slow in the market, nothing's breaking out, and then all of a sudden you got TAIT, a low float hitting the scanners. High of the day momentum scanners, it's going off on everybody's scanners. Runs into a halt. People are waiting for it to open back up. Opens back up, drops down, comes right back up. People's emotions are going to start getting involved because they're going to see it. Wow, this was just at 360 and it just ran up to 440. Look at how much money I could have made right there. That's what everybody immediately thinks when they see a stock. So then their emotions start kicking in and they get that FOMO. And then that's when people start chasing. Stock opens, pulls back, and then starts to rip back up. That's when their emotions really start going, and then these newbies want to chase it up in here. When the smart people are buying it down here and selling into the newbies up here. That's what it's all about. You want to be a wolf in this market. It's everybody for themselves, and only the wolf's going to survive, not no sheep. So go ahead and sign up with these trading gurus that give stock alerts, because all they're doing is dumping their shares into you. Well, let's go back to OBLN. This is where everybody's at right now. OBLN. There's nothing much going on in the market. It was just a horrible morning for gap ups. They all crapped. OBLN had a nice consolidation here, forming a wedge right up to this mental $1 area. Look at that. Consolidates just below $1, setting up a wedge, got that momentum, and boom, ran all the way up to the break of $1, runs into a halt. Now people are, again, emotions chasing it. And just like TAIT, you see how you got that run up and then it pulls back right to $1.25 and then starts to U-shape on back up. That's why when I trade, I like to try to focus on mental areas every 25 cents. So $1, $1.25, $1.50, $1.75, $2. And if you start to look at charts and focus on those areas, you really start to see the charts confined to those areas, because you have people putting their buy and sell orders at those mental areas. Who's going to randomly buy a stock at $1.38? Like, no one does that really, unless you're completely new and oblivious to the market. People like to trade around mental areas. So that's why every 25 cents is going to act as natural resistance. But OBLN, this has already got 29 million in volume. So this could keep going. And this recently, let me bring over the daily. It does have news. Let's see. It came out with news at 3:30. Let's see. So they came out with positive obesity study data. And this recently just had a big sell-off from $1.80 all the way down to 41 cents. This is getting a really good bounce. See how I had that big sell-off and then it started to like stabilize right there, and then boom. They came out with recently earnings, and then they put a press release out today. Just more and more volume getting attracted to it. Also taking into account nothing's going on in the market. Traders want to trade. The first thing that moves, they're going to jump all over it. This is the importance of just being here every day. You just see stuff happen over and over. But this 150 is going to act as resistance right there. You got to think of everybody who's trapped all right in this area. Old support should hold as new resistance. And you also got the 50-day moving average right there at $1.84, about there. So I'd wait for pullbacks on this. But that's a textbook breakout right there. A great U-shaped pattern breakout. So two comparisons we can do on this and learn from this. And this is what I want to try to do in every market recap. Take away and learn something. You want to learn something every day in the market. Starting with OBLN. We got this, again, $1 mental area. Stock consolidates and forms a very tight wedge below $1. Surges up through the dollar. Don't get FOMO. Wait for the stock. It puts its top in right there. Let it pull back. And you see how it like goes sideways too. Like it's selling off, making lower lows, and then it stops making lower lows. And it's also at a mental area, $1.25. $1.25 is holding. It's starting to stabilize, starting to curve its way back on up. Look for it to test the previous high. Comes right up, blows through the previous high. Now watch, this old high here at $1.34 will probably momentarily act as support, but I wouldn't want to see this act as solid support and move on. I'd at least want this to pull back down to this $1.25 area. Because who's going to buy? Are big buyers going to buy this at $1.35? I don't think so. They're going to wait for this to come back to a mental area, $1.25, and get in on it. That's when you'll see a stock make a new high, like right here, and then it'll play around in its first pullback, tricking people, and then you'll get a big death candle all the way back down to the main support it was at right here. You'll see it lots of times. Just keep that in mind going into the future. And if you see it happen on charts, you'll just see it happen over and over again. And then same thing with TAIT. You got your $4 mental area right there. It blows through that $4, runs up to a mental area 450, pulls back, bounces at a mental area $4. It's holding, starting to move back up, runs right back up to 450, another mental area. Yeah, it blew through 425, but this is a lower float stock probably. And lower float stocks have more violent moves. Yeah, I don't want to play OBLN, especially after it gets after going into lunch hours. Like anytime after 11 a.m., I try not to trade because you got to think people made their money or lost their money in the morning and they're all done. And as you're going into lunch hours, so you're going to be playing up against algos and computers, and there's no volume really. I mean, sure, you still can see stocks keep going and break out and go crazy, but stay away from lunch hours. It'll save you a lot of headaches. But hopefully everybody's having a great trading day and a great week. Again, remember, next Monday is Memorial Day, so the markets will be closed. And then Friday, I'm expecting Friday to be super, super slow. Because people, you got to think of the psychology. People, this has been a rough week so far in the markets. Not much has been really going on. Friday, a day before a holiday weekend, people are going to want to call it an early week, spend time with their family, start their vacation early. So we could be very, very scarce on volume on Friday. So I'm going to say tomorrow is like the last good trading day of the week. And then after that, I'd be done till Tuesday. That's my honest opinion though. But like I said, hopefully you guys are having a good trading week, staying green and disciplined out there. I only took one trade this week, TAIT, for a little $70, nothing big. Keep an eye on TAIT. This is a low float. Watch. This thing's probably going to explode right back up out of nowhere. Because see how it's getting quiet and it's just making a wedge right here? A bunch of just buying momentum could come out of nowhere and this thing could just explode to the upside back up to 450. But then it could also, just out of nowhere, fall right down. We're going into lunch hours. If this was doing this at around 10:30, then I'd be watching it closely. But now that we're approaching noon, I wouldn't want to push my luck on it. Always have to keep low float stocks on close tabs. Always, because they can do anything. I've seen some crazy stuff happen with low float stocks. Other than that, nothing much going on. RUHN, a newer IPO, been selling off from 520s down to 360s. Today it's finally getting a pop from 360s up over 10. BCRX, big sell-off from 750s all the way down to 3s. I still think this is trying to stabilize itself. I still would say BCRX, keep on watch for it to try to recover what it's lost with this big just sell-off right there. But what really put a bad taste in my mouth today was VLRX. When I seen that today, that just killed it for me. That put a bad taste in my mouth. I was like, nope, not today. And you gotta take the market, what is it? The market, like I always say, the stock market will give you hints. And you gotta take the small hints and really think about what the market's telling you. Right at 5:30, this just had a sick sell-off. When I see something like that, I don't want to try to touch it. But keep that in mind for the future. When you have a week observing and you see the theme was all these stocks right at the morning bell spike up and run really big and a lot, watch for the next week for a big sell-off like this to happen. I see it happen all the time. People get comfortable, then they start chasing at the open, and this is what happens. They get burnt and blow up their account. But I think that's going to be it for this market recap. And just like I said, OBLN, look at that. Pulls right back on down to this 125 area. See? You just gotta, it's just keeping it simple. You just gotta put that screen time in. When you put that screen time in and get 2 years under your belt, you'll be right there and you'll know what I'm talking about. Like, yeah, I see a lot of what you're talking about happen over and over and over and over again. It's literally like seasons. You see seasons come and go in real life. Summer, fall, winter, spring. The stock market's the same way. Seasons come and go. You have very volatile markets, slow markets, short selling markets, bull markets. It's just like summer, fall, winter, spring. But if you're new to the channel, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. I put a daily recap out every day. Smash that like button for me, guys. Hopefully you guys are staying disciplined out there and staying green. Don't force trades. Remember, sometimes no trade is the best trade. Only one trade so far this week for me. It's just been a weak market, and you can't force trades that are not there. You gotta wait. Could be tomorrow, could be next week, could be 2 weeks from now until we see the next supernova stock that brings volume back into the small caps. but it'll come back. It always does. And you always got to tell yourself tomorrow's a new day. Keep that positive attitude. Surround yourself with positive people. And everything will fall into place. Stay humble. But alright, guys. Till next time, have that patience. Have that discipline. And study, study, study as always. Later, everyone.